Hello, welcome back to Erica's Little Welsh Garden. Today we're down the allotment in our community polytunnel and I'm going to be harvesting my overwintered carrots that I sowed back on the 14th of September. So they've been in these pots for about 9 months now. They germinated really well, they grew really well, and I think it was back in March I had a look to see if they were ready to harvest, and they were absolutely minute. They've been neglected the last month or so. I think I've watered them once or twice. It looks like one of them is about to go to seed as well, so we will get them out of the bucket, see what we've got. I'm really hoping I'll get a couple of meals out of them. And also I'm hoping that I'm going to get about kind of 5 or 6 really nice well-formed carrots that I can replant and let them go to seed, so I can have a go at saving carrot seeds. So the two varieties of carrot that we're going to be harvesting today are James Scarlet Intermediate. I think they're in these ones. They are 25p for a packet from Wilko's. I've grown them in the past and had around about 4.5 kilograms from one of those kind of rectangular recycling boxes. So I'm secretly hoping that I get quite a nice little harvest today. I think they're in this one here, and as you can see, I think 2 of the carrots already are about to flower. So they're pretty late on in the season. They've not been watered very much either, so I think maybe they're starting to think that their life's coming to an end, so they've got to kind of send out some flowers really quickly. I think this is the early nonce too, and again we've got a little flower stalk starting just on the top now, so hopefully we will get a nice little harvest from them, but maybe we won't. Let's see. So the ones we're going to be harvesting first are in the smallest pot. I think this is around about 10 litres, and having a really quick look at the top of the soil there, it doesn't look like they've grown very big at all, and the soil is absolutely bone dry. So we'll see what it looks like. Also, I just want to show you actually just underneath how kind of thick and dense the roots are. It'd be really interesting to see what we get out of here. I'm just going to go with kind of tipping them all out and then having a look. Wow, look at the look at the root system there. Absolutely amazing. Wow, look, these are the tiniest little micro carrots ever. But I've got one slightly bigger one there, so let's hope the others look like this too. So most of them are pretty tiny, to be honest, but actually these ones look like the biggest ones, so definitely we'll make a few meals out of these. So this is the smallest pot now harvested. As you can see, these are absolutely tiny, but in one meal, these are going to taste so great. Let's move outside now and get the bigger pot emptied, and hopefully we'll have some slightly bigger sized ones. So here's a 35 litre bucket. Hopefully we'll get some slightly bigger carrots in this pot. Wow, again, look at the root ball on this. I definitely think these were overcrowded, just like the other ones. Well, they're looking slightly bigger, but not that much. Wow, look at those. They are much bigger, but still pretty small. So here you have it. This is the harvest from the slightly bigger pot. These are all slightly bigger, but to be honest, I'm not going to be able to know really which ones are which because I didn't actually put a label on them. So next year I'm definitely going to label which carrots are which. But with this one, they are slightly bigger, so maybe I can put them to one side and have in a different dish, and then maybe tonight all of these much smaller carrots. But actually, the harvest with this one compared to the smaller pot, I'm wondering if actually there's a slightly bigger crop in terms of percentage and size of pot than I've got here. But anyway, let's get these home and have a slightly closer look at them. I'm back home now, and as you can see, I've prepared all of the carrots so that they could then be weighed, but it's been so hot, I've left it a few hours and only just come back out into the garden now. But before I left the allotment, what I did was just use all of that compost that I'd grown those carrots in and kind of split it up and put it around a few of the buckets of potatoes that I've got growing to help earth them up, and hopefully over the rest of the season, as I water all of that soil, those kind of roots and things will break down into that soil and help feed it, and then I can then use it for something else in the future. In case you're interested, a couple of them, as I showed you at the beginning, had started to kind of run to seed, and I thought you might be quite interested to have kind of a look at the carrot underneath. So woody, I can't believe it. I've never actually seen a carrot go into seed before, so it's quite interesting to see that. They're just so dry, but I don't think I'm actually going to really bother trying to replant these again because you know, they're not really very good and big carrots, so it's a little bit pointless. So they'll be going on the compost heap. But I have now weighed my carrots. I put them in two separate boxes here, and if we first talk about the smallest carrots, they were really tiny, as you can see there, and they came in at 360 grams, so didn't weigh anything at all. But for a harvest of carrots grown in the polytunnel over winter, it's definitely worth it. They were so overcrowded that they just didn't really have a chance to bulk up, and I don't know what variety these are. The second ones, which were grown in the 35-litre bucket, came in at 560 grams, so much bigger carrots, and they do weigh more. However, much smaller percentage of carrots grown in that compost, which was a much larger pot than the smaller one. But again, I don't know what variety these are, and you can see there's some slightly bigger ones, but on the whole, very small. Now, I brought them home and I said to Lloyd, who does most of the cooking, look up a recipe for miniature carrots, and he started laughing, but then he came out and had a look at them and he said, well, are those carrots, you know, are they meant to be small, or are they, you know, well, basically he was just taking the mickey out of me because they were so small. But do you know what? I grew them over winter in the polytunnel. They should have been sowed by July, but they grew over winter. It's a very small harvest because they were completely overcrowded, so I see this as a bit of a win really. I've got some nice kind of organic carrots to have with dinner, and I have learned that I can grow them over winter. So hopefully later on, around kind of mid to late September, I can put some more in the polytunnel, but space them out a lot more, so that kind of maybe kind of early to kind of mid-May I can do a harvest next year and get some really amazing sized carrots. I'm going to leave the video here. I really hope you've enjoyed watching today's video. If this is the first video of mine that you're watching, then please do hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of all of my latest videos. As ever, YouTube have some videos up now on the screen that they think you'll like, so please go ahead and watch those, and I'll catch up with you in the next episode. Bye!